Hi, I'm Diane. I'm Pastor Steve's wife. So what happens when the sparks fade? Just leave your comments below. So in most marriages, sparks fade and true love sets in. So I want to speak to you straight from the heart that you're watching this because chances are your marriage is not probably as fulfilling as you once thought it would be. Maybe you're going around and just kind of talking to each other and the conversations are getting shorter and shorter, and your meaningful date nights are turning into fast food, and there's not that same romance that you had when you were first dating. Well, that's okay. You can still turn your roommate situation back to soulmate situation. So stay tuned as I explain. So real love isn't about consistent butterflies or mountaintop moments, but I like those. It's about choosing each other daily, even when it's hard. Love is measured not by how often we have those fireworks, but how faithfully we show up when life feels ordinary, messy, and even distant. It's in the way we chose to lean in on each other, not walk away when things feel tense. It's the way you forgive quickly, even when it still hurts, because it's for the better of the relationship. It's in the decisions to stay present, even when your schedules scream for your attention. Don't be discouraged by slow progress. Don't measure success on how passionate things feel. Measure it on how often you return to each other after a conflict. Measure it how you still choose to love even when it's hard. Ephesians 4:2 says, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient and bearing with one another in love." That's what real love looks like. The kind of love God uses to build something unbreakable. Now hear me. Marriages don't fall apart overnight. It happens slowly. It happens when things stop being intentional. It happens when we stop listening. It happens when appreciation fades and assumptions grow. It happens when conflicts get swept under the rug. It happens only when you talk about bills, kids, and schedules. You may not even notice that you're drifting apart at first, but one day you wake up feeling more like business partners than lovers, more like roommates than soulmates. And you wondered, where do we go wrong? But here's the good news. If you drifted apart, you can always drift back together on purpose with God's help. Let me be real with you. Steve and I have lived through this. There was a season in our marriage where we were quietly growing apart and were roommates instead of soulmates. We were too busy doing ministry things and serving others and working. But in the process, we stopped seeing each other. We stopped laughing. We stopped being tender. We were faithful, but we weren't really connected. Does that sound familiar to you? So you're not alone. And in that moment was our wake-up call. We knew we couldn't keep going like that. So we made a choice, a hard one, but the right one. We chose to rebuild. We didn't wait for the feelings to return before we took action. We took action first. And that decision changed everything. And that journey, in those years of healing, counseling, prayers, intentional work, and like 20 plus Christian books, we put that all together and it led us back to each other. This isn't a bunch of theory. It's real life tools and truth from a couple just like you. Couples who loved each other but felt disconnected. Couples who longed for something deeper but didn't know where to go. And couples who felt stuck in a survival mode and wanted to thrive again. So if you want to rebuild, just know that it is possible. You can have communication without chaos. You can make space for each other in your busyness. You can have understanding and speak each other's love languages. Make decisions together without fighting. And create a shared vision for your future. So you don't have to fix everything today. or overnight. It's just gradual. And you need to hear this. You don't have to keep living in the survival mode. You don't have to settle for a marriage that's fine. And you don't have to keep waiting for one day to work on your relationship. So the truth is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. But when you take small steps, you can see yourself changing. And you can see yourself laughing and rediscovering each other. You're healing. You're making a few breakthroughs. And I believe that could be your story too. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, and you do not perceive it. And I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." If your marriage feels like the wilderness right now, God is ready to bring living water to your marriage. He is the restorer of hearts, and He's not done with yours yet. So here's some things you can do. You can pray together. You can read a Christian book together. But don't overthink it and don't waste time to be perfect. If your heart is stirring right now, let the Holy Spirit give you that inviting to take the next step towards restoration. This is something simple, and no matter how busy you are or how far you might feel like you've drifted apart, you can rebuild something together, reignite what you've once lost, and walk with God in His grace back together. You're not alone. We're here with you. We believe you. And with all of our hearts, your marriage can thrive again. Bye for now.